Well, I'm at it again. It's JD Collier with Eagle Impact, and I'm driving into New York City tonight. You might be able to see a little bit of rain on the windshield. Hopefully this rain stops, because I like to walk around Times Square and places like that and do a little bit of film clips, maybe interview some people, people who might be interested in foo racism and Franklin Ulysses. So I will be in character today. I'll be linebacker Lincoln. So anyway, I'm pretty excited, and finally the traffic is moving. So catch you later, JD Collier. Okay, I'm in Times Square now. I'm waiting to get my burger at Best Burgers, and I'm actually enjoying a little beer and some fries, having a good time. Still hoping to meet some folks who are interested in getting rid of racism, so I thought I would hang around, and maybe this is a good spot. We'll see. So far I haven't had much luck, but one fellow did film me walking through the crowd, which I appreciated. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening. I only have until 8:30 till I have to get back to where I park my car, or else I got to pay extra. So
New Mexico.
Here I am. There they called mine. I got a New Mexico burger. Pushed it, so it's going to start. See, the number is ticking there. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Now it's going. All right. No problem. I can explain it again. All right. I can.
Okay, so when you're
Okay, you only want the cheer, right?
Yeah.
Well, we got all these sirens going on. I don't know if I can be loud enough.
Oh yeah, you can.
Woo! That's loud. All right, are we ready? And all the people said, Franklin, Ulysses! Franklin, Ulysses! Franklin, Ulysses! We fed up! Fed unite!
So that's taping automatically, right?
I think so.
Wait, your group is called.
Okay, now the number's 1. Okay, it's going. Okay. All right, Jonathan, right? All right, I'm JD Collier, and I'm with Eagle Impact, and I'm promoting a brand called Franklin Ulysses. Can you get a little closer, maybe? So, well, yeah, this is Franklin and Ulysses. Benjamin Franklin Ulysses Grant. That's what the Franklin Ulysses are. And this is the Franklin Ulysses 150. All right. So you have Benjamin Franklin on there, and I guess I need to talk a little louder, but Benjamin Franklin is on the $100 bill, right? Ulysses Grant is on the 50. You put the 100 and the 50 together, and you get 150, right? So that's the 150. But it's not dollars. You can't buy it. This is years. See that? Years. It's a timeline, okay? So basically, it's a history of America, if you will. So when Benjamin Franklin signed the Declaration of Independence at that time in 1776, we already had over 150 years of slavery right here in America. The 13 colonies, slavery was legal in all 13 colonies. It was brought to us from Europe, okay? We were colonies. And so we threw off that government. We became independent. And so at that time, well, Benjamin Franklin, he was an abolitionist. He was against slavery. And then as soon as we got independent, the northern states, they abolished slavery pretty quick. I mean, in a matter of a few years, they were getting rid of slavery, right? But the southern states held on to it because it was part of their economy. They didn't want to let go of it. And it took a war called the Civil War to end slavery here. So this guy is General Ulysses Grant, okay? He was the general that defeated the Confederates to win the war called the Civil War, okay? And so he was the victorious general. We got rid of slavery, and a couple years later, he was elected president of the United States, okay? So Ulysses Grant was our 18th president, okay? And so he took office in 1869. Today is 2019. We're exactly 150 years after his presidency, okay? See that 150? So even though that's the fact, 150 years after we ended slavery, we still have racism here in America, all right? And I'm saying that these guys, if they were to come back today, they would be a bit disappointed. Like, come on, after all the work we did, and now you guys still have racism? Give me a break, you know? So today is the end of the line for racism. See that? See that end of the line for racism. And that's what we're saying. Today, you and I, individuals, we can decide that we're done with racism, flush it out of our mind, get rid of it in our life, get rid of it in our family, in our culture. Don't put up with it. We're done with it. We say, foo racism, all right? F-U, foo racism. We're fed up with racism, all right? See that? Foo racism. So today is the end of the line for racism, and that's what this is about. So when you see this brand, FU, you're gonna think it's the end of the line for racism, all right? We're done with it. We're saying, foo racism, all right? So that's the Franklin Ulysses 150. On the back, this is what I call the Declaration of Emancipation, all right? It's kind of a combination of the Declaration of Independence and the Emancipation Proclamation, but it's today, every individual has the ability to say, I'm done with racism. I declare emancipation from racism for myself personally and out of my life. And so that's what this is about. It's a Declaration of Emancipation that every individual can decide that they're through with racism and carry on as brothers and sisters, having mutual respect for one another. And that's what it's about, mutual respect.
No matter how many times, no matter how much we flush it our system, that's something that's always gonna be around due to other people.
Right.
So no matter how much negativity we wash up, we throw away from our positivity, it's something that we always gonna have because of the higher power.
Well, I choose to believe differently, okay? I choose to believe that as individuals we can make a difference and that difference can spread, because if we decide now in our generation that we're through with it, we don't put up with it, and we raise our children to not put up with it, then eventually all the children are going to start being like that, okay? So if racism is something that it's just a negative idea that you don't have to care, you don't have to keep it, you know? There is no shame in letting go of racism. There's no shame.
Racism is saying that you're taught. You understand? It's not saying that because if you grab a couple of kids, no matter where they come from, they're going to play with each other regardless.
Yes.
So therefore, at that moment, basically saying is just that racism is saying that they taught. You're not born with racism. You
Right.
understand? We're born with love. We're not born
Exactly
with hatred.
right.
We grow hatred.
You're exactly right. So when you're born, there's no baby that's born a racist. Every baby is pure. Doesn't matter what color your skin is, okay? But what happens is when a baby is raised in their family from the age of 0 to about the age of 7, they experience and they see the things happening in their household, and sometimes people say ugly things, okay? You know, in my household, my mom, she said ugly things. She said the N-word in my household, okay? And I didn't like that. Luckily for me, it never became part of my vocabulary, but unfortunately, my mom, she could never shake it. She was born in the 50s, and at that time in America, there was still segregation. I mean, they didn't get rid of segregation until the 60s, you know, during civil rights. And so there was still a part of the culture that had this belief that some were better than others, okay? And my mom, she just couldn't seem to change her mind about that. And she couldn't, I tried to get her to quit smoking. That didn't work either, okay? So my mom, she just passed away last month. And God rest her soul, yes. She went away in peace, and I was there to hold her hand while she passed away. And but unfortunately, my mom, she really didn't ever clean up her language, okay? But I think that our generation now, you know, I'm part of what they call the Generation X, and I think it's a dumb name. Like, forget that name. I want to be part of a generation that means something. Like, how about Generation Beyond, okay? I would like to name our generation, we're the first generation that finds our life beyond racism. And that's really what I'd like to do with this company called Franklin Ulysses, okay? So I'm JD Collier with Eagle Impact, and this is Franklin Ulysses.
Full racism.
Full racism.
Full racism.
Yeah. Okay, so I had a pretty good evening here in New York City. I'm waiting at the parking place to get my car so I can get on out of here. This is JD Collier. I hope you enjoy this latest Franklin Ulysses clipping.